Hello, Cityside basketball family. My name is Jeff Carlson, boys varsity basketball coach at Zeeland East High School, and wanted to reach out at the end of the season now for you all. Now that things have moved on and we are into our winter two season, again, wanted to reach out and just thank you all for a great season, a different type of season as we've battled through the COVID-19 issues. And again, just want to thank you all for representing yourselves, your school, your teams, your families, uh, the Zeeland Chicks basketball program in such a great, respectable way. Over and over again, I've heard from teachers, from community members about how great our athletes are, not only on the court but off the court as well. And this season was a challenging one for everybody. I know there were some quarantine issues, and with the stoppage of play and then it being on and off again. I understand frustrations and lack of knowing what's going to happen in the future, and having the season cut short and having some games taken away was very, very difficult for everybody involved. And I want to again thank you all for handling it the right way, taking advantage of the opportunities that were given to us this season in terms of the basketball season, and way to keep forging ahead. Again, not a usual season by any means, but a successful season, I think. And as I talk about a successful season, that's after communicating with Coach Roskamp and Coach Manier. And first and foremost, I think we need to thank both of those guys for the outstanding coaching job that they do, how they promote basketball and the Chicks basketball program, how they coach our athletes in terms of not only coaching them on the court in a positive attitude and pushing them to be the best basketball players they can be, but also holding our guys accountable to be the best young men they can be as they're growing up. Our program's focused more on and puts more priority on creating a great basketball experience for our guys, but also preparing them for what lies ahead in the future, and creating a culture there of being great students, being great community members, being great brothers and sisters, being great sons. Um, and so again, I want to thank Coach Manier and Coach Roskamp for the amount of time that they spent this season, especially again with all the COVID issues going on, keeping in contact with families and athletes throughout all those situations, to try to keep guys engaged when we were all quarantined and kept at home and not allowed to be in the gym together. That made for a really difficult season for players and coaches alike. But again, a huge thank you to Coach Manier and Coach Roskamp. We are truly blessed to have two men of such great integrity um, running our program at the middle school level. So, Coach Roskamp and Coach Manier, thank you very much for all of your efforts this past season. Hey, moving forward for the athletes and families, just a brief message from me about what can happen in the future. If basketball is something that you want to keep pushing for in the future and is of interest to you in the future, a myself, I am the biggest advocate of three sport athletes, two sport athletes, multi sport athletes. I think if you're looking to become a better basketball player, I think the first and foremost thing I'd tell you to do is play another sport, play another two sports. I know the winter two season has started already, but if you're not doing one of those things, try to do something active and staying in shape. And then when the spring season comes around, get involved in a team. Um, and maybe it's something that you're not the greatest at, or you've never done before, and that's okay. You can learn so many new things from playing a different sport and working different muscle groups and hanging with a different crew of people and being around more great coaches in our community, and and to battle through something and to learn a new skill, or a new sport, or do something that you've done in the past. But I highly, highly, highly encourage you, if you want to keep promoting yourself as a basketball player or for any other sport in that matter, um, get out and play another sport. You're only going to get to do this for a couple of years in your life, and then all of a sudden, sports is going to be done, guys, before you know it. So take advantage of those opportunities to play another sport. Moving forward for basketball wise, um, we won't be offering much in the spring. So again, go ahead and get involved in another sport. at Cityside if you have the opportunity to do so. Once the summer does come around for seventh graders that will be going into eighth grade, keep your eyes and ears open for when summer camps will be offered. We're getting those things all set up now. Hopefully, this summer will be inside of a gymnasium instead of outdoor at the courts like we were last summer, although that was kind of fun. But keep your eyes and ears open for that. Usually, those come around about mid-June, and those dates should be posted soon through Zealand Rec. And for again, that'd be for the seventh graders moving on to being eighth graders. Eighth graders that are moving on to being ninth graders, again, keep your eyes and ears open. I will get out communication about summer offerings because you guys will be coming into high school next year. And really, the big thing that we do, we'll run a couple days early in the summer with kind of big program practices where we go guys 9 through 12. We pretty much hold a couple days of practice all together to be together in the gym and get some stuff set up for what's coming on later on this summer. And that's typically our team camps that we go to. Our freshman, JV, and varsity teams go to what we call team camps, typically going to a college or going to other high schools in the evenings and just playing games against other high school teams. Some from the area, some from other parts of the state, which is kind of fun to see some opponents that we don't always see. They're not pickup games. They're definitely not full-fledged high school basketball games. You got summer refs coming in, and we're just wearing practice jerseys, so it's not quite as serious as games in the summer. But it's a great opportunity for us to get some games in. Usually, it's typically, like I said, a couple of evenings that we do that at, where we're playing other schools in 20, 40-minute games, play a couple of games each night. So we'll get some of those dates out as quickly as we can so that families can start to make some plans for those. If you're interested in that, usually the schools start to put out the dates for those for their offerings once our season is done, and our season is obviously being pushed back a little bit to about the spring break time. But usually right after spring break, we start to get those set up. So look for some communication about those things. And then in discussing this summer and moving forward with basketball, again, the multi-sport thing, I'm all about that. If you are looking to schedule some stuff with other sports this summer because you're playing that and you're out doing that stuff and miss some basketball stuff, hey, that's okay. That's all good. We're just happy that you're out being active and doing some of the things that you love in terms of athletics, and or if there's a family trip that you're taking that goes over our camp or one of our team camps, that's all good. We don't hold that against anybody. We want our kids being kids, spending some time doing some other stuff besides athletics as well. So that's kind of the plan moving forward. Please, 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 if anybody ever has any questions, comments, concerns about basketball with Zealand East in our program or stuff going on with Cityside, reach out to me. You can find my info on the zealandeastathletics.com website. Again, thanks so much for a great season. I know it was a frustrating, tough, just odd, awkward season with all the COVID stuff going on. And I just appreciate everybody's perseverance through everything, positive attitude through everything. And again, there's that saying, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. And, we made it through that season, and we're going to be stronger because of it, both as basketball players and families, but also just as young men growing up. So keep on forging ahead. Again, keep in touch with me, and go Chicks.